Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. I just want to get at y'all real fast, man. For y'all that's on semen retention and no fap. Let's leave out no fap because let's just break it down to semen retention. Semen retention was the realest shit I ever did in my life. Listen, and I done some real shit. But semen retention is the realest shit that I ever done. You know why? Because it was like the true test of willpower. You have to dig deep into yourself to do some shit like this. Like, you really have to dig deep. Like, and people look at real shit like shooting a motherfucker. Real shit like, you know what I'm saying, going to jail. You know what I'm saying? People look at that as real shit. People look at some of the craziest stuff as real shit. Listen, semen retention is some of the realest shit that is the realest shit you could do. Semen retention is the realest shit that you could ever do. That's the realest shit that I ever done. Especially in these times. Especially like, listen, y'all need to understand when you doing something like semen retention is going against your whole being. Because as a man, you know what I'm saying, and as a boy, you was raised to think different. You was raised to think you needed to just bust as many nuts and fuck as many girls as possible. But nobody ever taught us that the true power within us was inside. And we need to hold that. We need to train ourselves and know that, guess what? If you hold that energy in, you could be whatever you want to be. You could do things that you never even imagined yourself doing. That's the true power right there. True power ain't fucking a bunch of hoes and busting a bunch of unnecessary nuts. Listen, semen retention is the realest shit that I ever did. Real talk. Semen retention is the realest shit that I ever did in my life. People out there running around, listen, maybe your definition is different from my definition of real shit. But if you could change your whole mindset and hold your energy and control that shit like you a fucking superhero, I think my real is better than yours. Because guess what? Listen, you can't, at the end of the day, right? People who don't have control over certain things, you can't trust them. I don't care what it is. Everybody have their weakness at the end of the day, but guess what? When you got a lot of people walking around with way too many weaknesses. And sex is probably a major weakness that we all have. I'm aware of my weakness and I can add myself into that. So guess what? If you know that you weak in some areas, right? I ain't gonna even just leave it at semen retention. If you know you weak in some areas in your life and you do whatever it takes to work on that, you a real nigga. Cause that's some of the realest shit you could do. We ain't gonna even just talk about semen retention. That's just one thing. But semen retention in my life is some of the realest shit that I ever did. That's the realest shit that I ever did. Real talk. Because I care about myself so much that I risk everything to do this shit and hold in my energy and hold in that. Like I said, something that's been just tattooed in my mind that I need to, you know, bust nuts and do this on, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's like going against what you've been taught your whole life. This is like going against yourself and something that you've been programmed to do. To go against that man versus machine, man versus matrix, going against everything by doing this shit of what you thought was natural. That's some real shit. That's like you against the world. Because guess what? If you practicing semen retention, it's literally you against the world, because the world wants you to give that energy away. The world wants you to fall victim to all of this sex that's being put in our face. You know what I mean? That's why it's so many mugs having baby mama, baby daddy issues and all that shit, whatever the fucking case are. You know what I'm saying? Why they got kids all over the place and all that shit. That's why. Because they never practice on, they never value their energy like that. They never valued their semen. We wasn't raised to value our semen like that. We wasn't raised to do that shit. So it is like you going against the world doing some shit like this. This shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy. I wish I could bust a nut every day. But everything thus far that I've been at, my whole way of thinking is different. It's just different. It's just different. Everything that I've learned up to this point just by doing this outweighs all of that bullshit. It outweighs fucking. It outweighs busting a nut. It outweighs all of that shit. It outweigh that. The pros outweigh the cons. What up, bro? Chilling. But yeah, man, the pros outweigh the cons in that. And at the end of the day, you doing something pretty much for yourself. You doing something for yourself. You looking out for you in this situation. You looking out for you by doing this. Because you're going to enter into a whole nother realm. You entering into a whole nother space. I'm not overhyping this shit, but y'all motherfuckers not paying attention. It's celebrity. Mike Tyson been spoke on this shit. He went 5 years. Changed this whole outlook. Y'all not understanding, man. Like, listen. If you doing this shit, you may as well just look at yourself like a fucking superhero. And I'm not saying a person like you fucking Cyclops or fucking Magneto. Look, you a superhero in your life. You your own superhero by doing this shit. You are your own superhero by doing this shit. Cause this shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy. It's easy to do a bunch of the shit that motherfuckers claim is real. But it ain't easy to do this. I repeat, it's easy to do a bunch of shit that niggas claim is real out here, but it ain't easy to do this. It ain't easy to take control of your life. It ain't easy to take control of your energy, but guess what? You doing it or you working on it. Niggas won't even work on it because they so satisfied, they good with how shit going. Life all fucked up. They want to conquer everything else but they self. Let me say that again. They want to conquer everything else but they self. And at the end, you gonna fall. You gonna fall if you can't conquer yourself. Alright? I just want to share that with y'all, man.
Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here to do my job, yeah, that's all day. What I do ain't a facade, this is all J. Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here to